4, 3, 2, 1.
Studio Classroom is
Studio Classroom. Studio Classroom.
Please stand by.
Studio Classroom is on the air.
Hello friends, welcome to Studio Classroom on the air. My name is Anne-Marie and I think today is a great day to learn something new.
And I'm Gabe. You know, it's always easier to learn something when you can see what you're doing. And as you can see, we both can see fine because we're wearing glasses.
Hey, that's right. But Gabe, do you usually wear glasses?
No, I don't. I had glasses actually from like 3rd grade until 8th grade, and then I just took them off one day and realized there's no real big difference. What about you?
I wear them when I'm working on my computer, if I have a headache, or if my eyes feel tired or strained.
Oh, is that so? Well, that reminds me, we have a lesson on exactly that to teach today. We're going to learn all about how to protect our eyes when working with screens and what we can do if our eyes do feel strained in a lesson called
Preventing Eye Strain. It sounds like a really useful lesson. Take out your magazines, friends, and put on your glasses. Let's listen to our first reading.
Preventing eye strain. Avoid problems that come from looking at screens for too long. You sigh in relief as you type the last word of your research paper. You sit back in your chair, expecting to feel a sense of accomplishment. Instead, you feel an ache in your head and notice that your eyes feel dry and itchy. What's going on? Beth Lennox is a doctor with the Canadian Association of Optometrists. She explains, many of us are spending longer hours in front of computer screens, which can lead to tired eyes and vision problems. The best solution, she says, is to follow the 20-20-20 rule.
Hello everyone, welcome to Language Lab. I'm Jack. 我们来看第一个字 itchy。itchy 是形容词，意思是使人发痒的。譬如说 I never wear wool because it makes my skin too itchy. 我从不穿羊毛衣，因为会让皮肤发痒。或是 Bob's throat felt itchy because he hadn't had enough to drink during the hot afternoon. Bob 感觉喉咙痒痒的，因为下午天气热，没有喝足够的水。再来看一句 Maxine had to stop taking her allergy medicine because it made her feel so itchy. Maxine 不得不停止吃抗过敏的药，因为那个药让她身体发痒。再来看 association 这个名词，意思是协会。用专有名词的时候，字首要记得要大写。譬如The National Restaurant Association helps guide restaurants when it comes to things like taxes and food safety. 全国餐厅协会提供各餐厅在税务或饮食安全上的协助。或者 The American Dental Association has a convention every year to present new treatments to its members. 美国牙科学会每年举办一次会议，来提供会员新的医疗方案。Okay, let's get back to our teachers.
All right, thank you, Jack. Friends, are you ready to learn more about preventing eye strain? Let's start reading. Avoid problems that come from looking at screens for too long. Is that something that you do? Staring at a screen on your phone or your TV or typing on your computer? I think that's something all of us struggle with.
It's true. You know, I still put my oldest son to bed, and sometimes I have to be in there in the room with him for over an hour. And so sometimes I listen to a podcast or something like that, but sometimes I'll have my phone on, and the room is dark, and I'm under a blanket, and I got my phone on, and I'm looking at that screen for a long time in the dark. I know what you're all thinking. That's terrible for my eyes.
That's one of the worst times to look at a screen, when it's dark.
I know. It really puts a strain on your eyes when you look in a dark room like that.
Well, let's keep reading here. You sigh in relief as you type the last word of your research paper. You sit back in your chair, expecting to feel a sense of accomplishment. Well, a sense of accomplishment is an interesting thing we can talk about for a moment before we move on here. What is a sense of accomplishment?
Well, an accomplishment is something that you accomplished or that you finished or completed. When you accomplish something, you feel great because you're done. You're done with that thing. Hopefully you did a good job. Now you have a sense of accomplishment, okay? So it's that feeling you get when you finish something.
Maybe you feel that way when you finish a big assignment for work or a big homework project. I feel the biggest sense of accomplishment when I check off everything on my to-do list.
Right. I do too, Anne-Marie. And so sometimes to feel a sense of accomplishment when I haven't done anything is I write things down that I didn't have on my to-do list.
Oh, just so you could check them off.
Just so now I can check it off. Yeah.
I'm guilty of that too. I have done that before.
Okay, I didn't do anything today, but I know I ate lunch, so I eat lunch, and then I check it off right away. There's a sense of accomplishment.
I don't write down eat lunch, but maybe I'll try to find something that I did do and got it done so that I can just feel that sense of accomplishment.
Exactly. And then we use this word sense of something to talk about other things too. Like if you're really proud of your friend for doing something great, for example, you can say that you have a sense of pride because of what your friend did. But we are learning about how we expect to feel a sense of accomplishment after doing something all day in the office, right? Or finishing a research paper. But instead, we read, you feel an ache in your head and notice that your eyes feel dry and itchy. Oh man, what happened to that sense of accomplishment?
Well, that's what our article is asking here. What's going on? Beth Lennox is a doctor with the Canadian Association of Optometrists. Now, an optometrist is just another way to say an eye doctor.
Okay, so there are a couple different doctors or a couple different scientists that work with eyes, and the one that most of us will see if we need help with our eyes is an optometrist, okay? And so this is someone who provides primary eye or vision care. Now this person, Beth Lennox, explains, many of us are spending longer hours in front of computer screens, which can lead to tired eyes and vision problems.
When we talk about time, students, we usually talk about it like spending, kind of like spending money. I like to think about it like spending minutes. Here it says that we're spending longer hours.
Yeah, and of course an hour is always and only ever 60 minutes. It's no shorter, it's no longer. However, if you say that you're spending longer hours, it could mean that you're spending many more hours than you feel like you should, or it could also mean that those hours seem or feel longer than 60 minutes.
Oh, that's a good point too. I have definitely passed some hours in my life that they've felt longer than 60 minutes.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right. So
that last hour before the weekend.
Oh my goodness, yeah, you're right about that. So anyway, so we're learning about how we might spend longer hours doing something. You mentioned you use the word spend when it comes to money, right?
Yes.
We can also use it with the word energy. You spent a lot of energy playing with the kids today or something like that. But we read on here, the best solution, we read, she says, is to follow the 20-20-20 rule, and that is something that we're going to learn a little bit about later. But we also saw a phrase here, and that is the phrase lead to, okay? So spending all that time in front of computer screens can lead to tired eyes and vision problems. That's the idea that it's causing those vision problems.
Well, speaking of sight and speaking of the number 20, we have a phrase that talks about both of those things in today's Info Cloud. Welcome to Info Cloud. Thank you for joining us again.
So Andrea, I took my daughter for an eye checkup yesterday. I was amazed. She has 20/20 vision.
That's great. It's not easy to have 20/20 vision or close to perfect eyesight with the amount of time we spend on screens these days.
Let's talk more about terms dealing with sight. Another term we often use is hindsight is 20/20.
The word hindsight means understanding an event or situation only after it has happened. So the phrase hindsight is 20/20 means looking back at an event or situation that happened and having a clear understanding of it.
We often use this term to describe negative events or poor choices we made that if we had known better, we would not have made that choice.
We can say, if John knew the stock market would crash last year, he would not have put all his money into stocks. Hindsight is 20/20.
Good example. Hindsight is often 20/20 when investing in the stock market.
Experience is a good teacher, and hindsight is 20/20. But if we think through our decisions more carefully, perhaps we can make better decisions we won't regret later.
今天要跟大家分享有关视力的流行用语。首先，我们常常听到美国人说某某人的视力是 20/20 vision， 这代表这个人的视力非常好。因为 20/20 vision 以亚洲的算法等于视力 1.0。不过还有一个跟视力有关，相当有趣的用语是 hindsight is 20/20。hindsight 听起来很像是回头看的视力，但其实 hindsight 真正的意思是对一件事情的事后见解。既然已经发生了，当然对所有的细节可以了如指掌，当一个事后诸葛。美国人就常常用 hindsight is 20/20 来形容这种后见之明。例如，如果 John 早知道股市会大跌，他就不会进场了。这个时候你就可以感叹 hindsight is 20/20， 事情发生之后全部都明白了。这就是今天的 Info Club， 下次云端见。
Studio Classroom is on the air.
Welcome back, friends. Thanks for sticking with us. You know, in hindsight, I probably didn't need to wear my glasses today. I haven't really been looking at screens too much.
Well, you know what they say. Hindsight is 20/20.
Yes, that's right. Hey, do you think there are some other ways, other than wearing glasses, that could help with the problem of eye strain?
I know of one, and we're going to talk about it during the second half of our lesson today. So what are we waiting for? Let's go.
Preventing eye strain. The 20-20-20 rule. The 20-20-20 rule gives your eyes a break when you are looking at screens for long periods of time. It recommends that every 20 minutes, you focus on an object at least 20 feet, 6 meters away, for 20 seconds. This relaxes your eye muscles and allows you to continue working pain-free. If you're not a great judge of distance, look out the window and focus on something outside. Or you can also just close your eyes for 20 seconds.
“好，接下来来看动词 recommend， 意思是推荐或是建议。The teacher recommended that our class start studying now for our final test in 2 weeks. 这位老师建议我们班现在呢就开始读书，为2周后的期末考做准备。或者 The chef highly recommends the fish dish. 这位厨师极力推荐这道鲜鱼的料理。或是The tour guide recommended that everyone find a local cafe to have lunch. 导游建议大家找一个当地的咖啡馆吃午餐。 再来看 relax 这个动词，意思是放松。譬如 The massage relaxed Bob's tight back muscles. 按摩让 Bob 紧绷的背部肌肉松开了。或者 A slow walk around the lake will help relax your leg muscles. 在湖边慢慢散步，对你腿部肌肉的放松很有帮助。再来看一句 Samantha relaxed her body and mind with a nice hot bath. Samantha 泡了一个很舒服的热水澡，来放松她的身体和脑子。All right, let's get back to our teachers.
All right, we are going to learn about that 20-20-20 rule now. Let's find out what it is. The 20-20-20 rule gives your eyes a break when you are looking at screens for long periods of time. So to do this, we're going to learn how here. It recommends that every 20 minutes, you focus on an object at least 20 feet, that's 6 meters away, for 20 seconds.
Okay, that's the 20-20-20 rule. This will give your eyes a break. You can see this guy is just relaxing. He needs to give his eyes a break. Sometimes a great way to give your eyes a break is just to close your eyes. And of course, you can learn more about that phrase, to give something or someone a break, in your magazine. It is the usage tip for this lesson. But we read, this relaxes your eye muscles and allows you to continue working pain-free.
Now, when we see that word free there, that just means without. So continue working without pain. I know for me, I definitely experience when I look at screens for too long, pain behind my eyes. I'll get headaches sometimes. So I can definitely relate to what this article is talking about today.
Yeah, I don't get headaches, and sometimes I guess I feel a little bit tired, but maybe it's really subtle for me. And so maybe in my situation, it's even more dangerous because I don't sense the pain.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Sometimes pain is a good indication. It tells us when we need to take a break or when we've been working the wrong way. But yeah, if you don't feel any pain, you don't know if you're doing things the right or the wrong way.
Exactly. Okay, well, friends, we read on, if you're not a great judge of distance. And now, why is this in here? Because we just learned about focusing on an object that is 20 feet away. And if you're not sure how far 20 feet is, then you're not a great judge of distance, okay? Let's take a look at the use of the word judge here. If you judge something like this, that means you're able to perceive how good or bad or what something is.
We use this in many different ways. You could be a judge of character. That means when you meet somebody, you can tell if that person has good character or bad character, if they are somebody you can trust or not. That would be if you were a good judge of character. Now, opposite, you could also be a bad judge of character, right?
That's a dangerous thing.
It is.
To be a bad judge of character if you are working in the HR department at your company. Because you want to hire people that will be good for your company, but if you're not exactly a good judge of character, if you're a bad judge of character, you might end up hiring the wrong person.
That's a good point. Have you ever heard of the phrase before, to be a good judge of fashion?
You know, Anne-Marie, I've heard of it, but I don't like it because I'm not a very good judge of fashion.
Another way to say that is to have good or bad fashion sense.
Yeah, exactly. I think you probably have better fashion sense than I do. My fashion sense has improved, however, since I got married. My wife has decent fashion sense.
All right. Well, in this instance, we are talking about being a judge of distance. Let's continue reading here. It says, if you're not a great judge of distance, look out the window and focus on something outside.
Or you can just close your eyes for 20 seconds. So, of course, you just saw that picture of someone who is giving his eyes a break, right? And he needs to close his eyes. And that's a great thing for us to do every once in a while when we've been looking at a screen for too long. So I'm going to do that right now.
Well, now's not a good time to do that. But I will say that with my own experience with eye strain, just closing my eyes like this makes a world of difference. It really does help just closing my eyes or focusing on something further away.
A world of difference. That means a big difference. You see, I can teach with my eyes
I don't
closed.
think so. Friends, while Gabe takes a little nap here, we are going to go right to our skit and learn about the word accomplishment.
Hello, I don't remember seeing you here before. Oh, well, I'm new in town.
Oh, well, it's nice to meet you. You look like a successful guy.
Oh, well, yes, actually, I'm very successful.
That's wonderful. So tell me about some of your accomplishments.
Let's see, what have I achieved that I'm especially proud of?
Yes. Tell me some of your great accomplishments, some impressive successes.
My best accomplishments. It's hard to decide.
It is? Why is that?
Well, I have so many accomplishments, it's hard to choose the top ones.
Oh, really?
Yes, I graduated from a top university. It took a lot of effort, but I did it.
That's impressive.
And I started my own company. So I'm a very successful businessman. I'm proud of that accomplishment.
That's impressive too.
Oh, and I own a big, beautiful house. It's paid for.
Wow, you do have a lot of accomplishments.
Yes, and how about you? What's your greatest accomplishment?
Finding you. You're not married, are you? Because those are like great accomplishments.
Friends, what kind of accomplishments have you made recently? Well, we're here with Jack to talk about some eye-related vocabulary.
没错，当我们讲到眼睛、眼睛的疾病，还有眼睛的保健的时候，会用到许多专有名词。
So let's begin with some common reasons people wear glasses. Hey, Anne-Marie, your glasses are real, aren't they? Why do you wear glasses?
Yeah， 你是近视还是远视呢？
Oh, actually, I'm neither. My eyes have a hard time focusing because I have an astigmatism.
OK， 所以不是近视，也不是远视，你是有散光的问题。你知道吗？有些人宁愿选择戴隐形眼镜，而不戴一般的眼镜哦。
That's true. Hey, you know what? I think I have a astigmatism too, especially when I wear these glasses. I don't think that's a good idea. Well, people who wear contacts use a product called contact solution to make sure their lenses don't dry out.
Hey, speaking of dry, have either of you had dry eyes before? It's so uncomfortable.
哦，有，只要我戴上隐形眼镜的时候就会有，会需要一直点眼药水。
Oh, I thought of another eye-related problem, pink eye. Have either of your kids had that before?
Yes, well, not my kids, but I remember when I was a kid, I definitely had pink eye 2 or 3 times. It was terrible. Sometimes it's so bad, like it really affects the way you sleep. And I remember one morning I woke up and then I woke up again and woke up again. I actually was dreaming I was waking up several times before I actually woke up because my eyes just made me, I don't know, keep sleeping for some reason. It was weird.
OK， 我是没有得过啦，因为我很注重卫生。
Yeah.
对，so pink eye 就是结膜炎的意思。
It's probably because your parents were so good at making sure you guys didn't touch anything dirty. Yeah.
Pink eye is not fun for anybody, but learning about eye vocabulary certainly is. And we've got more to talk about tomorrow when it comes to eye strain. We hope you'll join us right here on
Studio Classroom.
Times, a good friend lasts a lifetime. I am so proud to have you in my life. A good friend lasts a lifetime.